In this video, I'm going to walk through the process that I use to extract prints and visuals from my Chladni plate. I start by muting my amplifier, and then I go ahead and spread pigments across the Chladni plate. I make sure that the dyes are coated evenly, and then I turn my amp back on and let the sound vibrate a pattern throughout my pigments. I do mess around with the volume, certain frequencies like louder volumes versus softer volumes. And I kind of play around with it until I find a design I like. I slowed down this clip, but here is an example of the dye particles moving and dancing across the Chladni plate. They will move around until they settle in a group together, but as you can see, they settle together in certain patterns and organic shapes. So the pattern looks good to me. I grab my wrench and I remove the plate and I set it on the press to get it ready for extraction. I grab my paper and make sure my hands are perfectly clean before I do handle it so I don't get any excess dye on it. I'm taking the paper over to a water bath. I'm going to submerge it so that the paper breaks down its starch and it becomes wet enough to absorb as much pigment as possible when I run it through the press. So I'm placing my paper over my metal plate that has the dye on it, making sure every edge is covered. I'm covering the paper with a few layers of newsprint to absorb any pigment that happens to leak out. And now I am putting the cloth over that. This adds a bit of cushion when I roll it through the press. As everything runs through the press, the weight of the roller, the cloth, and the newsprint, everything ensures that this paper has very, very thorough contact with the dye, absorbing as much of the pattern as possible. So I'm removing the cloth, the newsprint, as carefully as possible as to not disturb my paper. So I'm revealing the print, I'm examining the results. Once this is dry, a fixative will be applied to hold the texture and print onto the paper permanently. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.